La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, our dear viewers, and welcome to another episode on the journey to Islam. In this program, we do talk to individuals who have joined the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat and thus recognize the promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasalam and the Imam Mahdi who was prophesied, and that is Mirza Ghulam Ahmad alayhi salatu wasalam. And they would be talking to us their journey, how Ahmadiyyat was introduced to them, and what has changed in their lives since they accepted the Imam of the age, alayhi salatu wasalam. We are here today with Modou Sarr. Modou Sarr, assalamu alaikum and welcome to the program.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
You may well start by introducing yourself. Let's say briefly where you were born, your name, where you were born, and brought up, and your life in general. Just a brief introduction so that people know who you are.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Thank you very much. My name is Modou Sarr. I was born on August 20, 1976 in Sabah village, Lower Baliwu district of North Bank division. I attended the village primary school from 1984 to 1991. At the end of this period, I took the common entrance examination and I passed, which gave me the entry to Nusrat High School. I entered Nusrat High School on 24th September 1991 and completed in 1996 after taking my GCE ordinary level examination. Immediately after the GCE ordinary level examination, before the results came out, I applied for the then Provisional Independent Electoral Commission, PIEC. I was lucky and I was employed and posted to Mansa Konko. I was there as a presiding officer conducting the referendum on the draft constitution, which was held on the 7th of August 1996. I conducted the presidential also, that was held on September 26, 1996, and the National Assembly election on 2nd January 1997. Then immediately when I came back, I was doing freelancing with Daily Observer. I was with Daily Observer until 1999 when I joined the independent newspaper as a junior reporter and also part of the marketing team. I was with Independent and at the same time working for the IEC, because IEC at that time my job there was a contractual basis. So I was with IEC until 2001. So when I was at Independent, I was at Independent from 1999 to 2004 November, when I have another employment with Federation of Agricultural Cooperative Societies, FACS. I was employed as a check weigher and I was sent to Basay. Basay South Depot. Basay, there was two depots. The other one is north, the other one is south. If you cross the river, that one is north. So before you cross in the river, that is south. I was posted at the Basay South Depot as a check weigher. So I was at Basay until April 2005. I came back and joined the independent newspaper. I was at independent newspaper until 2006 when the paper was closed by the former regime, government. Then in 2007, I was called by the former managing director of Tule newspaper, Abdul Hamid Adiamo, to work with him. I was with Tule newspaper from 2007. Then from 2007, we are there until 2009 when the paper also has a problem with the government. Yeah. Then from there, the paper was partially closed. Then after it was reopened. Then I was there until 2014. 2014, I moved to Standard newspaper as a production manager. I was a senior reporter and at the same time the production manager in charge of all the production, the compilation of the papers, the distribution to give it to the vendors. I was the one in charge for 2 years. I was at Standard newspaper until 2016. Yeah. Then from Standard newspaper, I opened my own online paper called Nabanko newspaper. From Nabanko newspaper, I was there operating it online. On professional courses also, from there, from my academic qualification, I also pursue basic computer literacy knowledge from Humanity First, basic IT. Then from there, I also did a diploma in marketing at Inside Training. Also, I did A-level law. This one is an extension program from the London School of Law that we used to do it at the ICE, Institute of Continuing Education. So I did that one, A-level law. So all in all, this is what I can say about it.
Okay, how has your childhood been like there in Sabah? Were you brought up there when you were born?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. Me, when I was 2 years old, I was also brought up by my uncle, my mother's elder brother, which happens to be the father of Ustaz Nasir Kasama. Since I was 2 years old, I was in his care. So when I was 2 years old, I was taken there. So I was in a Muslim Ahmadiyya family since I was young, I can say. But it was until around 1998. 1998, when we were at Baitul Salam here, it was Imam Usman Ba who told me that, Sir, you should sign the bayat. I told him that, no, me, I'm an Ahmadi since I was young. He told me that, no, but you are not a born Ahmadi. You should sign the bayat. I told him that, okay, then I should sign the bayat. So I signed the bayat in the hands of Imam Usman Ba in 1998. But as I told you, since I was 2 years old, I was with the Ahmadis because I was staying all along with my uncles. Because when I left Badibu, the provinces, I was staying with my other uncle in Ibo town, Mamadi Kasama. I did my schooling with him in his compound. So from there, also my other uncles here in Fajikunda Basini is also an Ahmadi. So all my uncles are Ahmadis. So when Imam told me, I said, no problem, I can sign the bayat. So I signed the bayat in 1998.
So for you, Ahmadiyyat was introduced to you at a time that you cannot even remember because you were 2 years old when you began staying with your uncles. But would, in your journey, let's say you have mentioned that working in different newspapers and working in different places like with the IEC and others, in your journey as a person, in your professional work, was there any moment that you hear, or let's say when you were young, about negative things about Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat? And what would be those negative things that you have heard?
Yeah, I used to hear a lot of negative things about Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, even about myself even, because even me, it was just lately that so many people now, they associated me with Jamaat. But when my father was alive, some people, if you tell them that, Sarr is an Ahmadi, they will say that, no, it's not an Ahmadi. Because the time I was young, when it's time for Tobaski prayer or Korite prayer, I will go and pray with the Ahmadis first, because the Ahmadis, they used to pray early. Then after, when I came, my father also will call me that I should also join them to go and pray. So I will also go and join those people and pray. So in that, many people will thought that, I am not an Ahmadi, I'm still part of, these other Muslims. So it was even recent, not long ago, around 2000, there was one boy who came here, one of my friends. When he came here, he was talking, that time I was absent. He was talking with some of the boys here. The boy told him that, I'm not an Ahmadi, I'm just here, but no, I'm not an Ahmadi. But when I came, when those boys told me, I confronted that boy. That boy was my friend. And even today, up to now, our even relationship, it has a small distance. So I told him that me, I'm an Ahmadi. And you go and tell these people that I'm not an Ahmadi. So it means that me, I'm a hypocrite. I told him that you label me as a hypocrite. How can I just tell these people that I'm an Ahmadi whilst you come and tell these people that I'm not an Ahmadi? I told him that I'm an Ahmadi, and I signed the bayat. So this is the issue. When my father was alive, it was a problem. Many people, they associated me with this other Muslim. But now when my father died, they have no distinct. Because that time I was young, I was in the provinces, so I cannot have any say regarding to my father's decision. So this was the problem. Yeah. So, but as you said, there are a lot of things that they used to say about Ahmadis, which are, if you sit and that are not true. Many people are saying that they used to, if you come here, they give you money. They say that there is another prophet different from Muhammad who brought another book. All those things are not true. So me, I know Ahmadiyat from the start up to this thing end. So I know everything. So nobody can deceive me with that.
Thank you very much for clarifying that. And people do tell us before they sign the bayat, they saw something. Let's say, for example, you and others, you have stayed with Ahmadis, but at the time you were not Ahmadis. What was it that convinced you? Was it the personality of your uncles you have seen, their life as an example? Or was it something religious, or was it a dream, or what was it that, hit you to say that me, I'm an Ahmadi. I'm not any other, group of Muslims except Ahmadiyya?
Yeah, thank you. What hits me is that because when we were young, every time I can say, whenever we go to the school, we used to see the difference. Even the time we are doing at the primary school, my uncle, he even have a problem with one of the ustazes who was teaching us this Arabic school. And later it came to be a police case. So from there, I know that Ahmadis is a true religion. Because that day, the police came, they arrested my uncle. It's regarding that incident. Mm-hmm. But what happens later, that SO at that station, within 3 months, he was fired from his job. I tell you, go and ask anybody. So since we are at the school, through this Ahmadis, this thing, because it's 3 of us that were, all of us are Ahmadis, me, my cousin brother Lamin Drame, and Kemo Gassama. So 3 of us were together. But through that one, we can see the differences between us and the other guys. Yeah.
So what would you say were those differences? Was it in attitude or academic excellence, or what were the differences?
Yeah, in attitude and academic excellence. Because even when the common entrance results were announced, all 3 of us, we all passed. Because that time, it was very difficult to pass common entrance examination, especially in the provinces. Ask anyone. Mm-hmm. That time, even there used to be 1 passes, 2 passes. So that time in our school, it was 13 passes. And that 13 passes, 3 of them came from our compound. And the first person, came from our compound, who so happens to be Lamin Drame. So in terms of attitude, also the same thing. Our attitude and their attitude is different, because for us, whenever we close, we will go to basic Arabic training. We go and learn Yasin al-Quran, because before we all came here, 3 of us, apart from me, only me, I don't finish the Yasin al-Quran, but the other 2, they finish the Yasin al-Quran. After school, we will go to this thing, our ustaz, which happens to be the late Ismaila Toure, Brother Tahir's father. But before he came, it was Ibrahim Adram, Ustaz Ibrahim Adram, who used to teach us. Before Ibrahim Adram, the one who started it was Imam Mamadi Fofana. He passed away, the late Imam Mamadi Fofana. Then from Mamadi Fofana, we have Ustaz Ibrahim Adram. From Ustaz Ibrahim Adram, it was Ismaila Toure, the late Ismaila Toure. So he was the one who was teaching us basic Arabic, this thing, Yasin al-Quran. But my 2 other guys, they all completed before we left Sabah to came here. So I was the only one who didn't complete the Yasin al-Quran when we were coming here for our high school. Yes.
So we can say you grew up in a Ahmadis families.
Yes.
But let's say you had your uncles. What role did they play in your, continuing with the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat? Because they know you were not born an Ahmadi, although you were there in their homes and with their children. What is it that you see in them that, make you to believe that, yes, this is the place where I should be religiously, and I'm not going back to there, even though my parents are there, and my other relatives, but I choose to be here and not there?
Yeah, anyone who knows my uncles, you know that they are exemplary leaders. They are exemplary people, especially the one who passed away, the late Basambujan Kasama. May Allah have mercy on his soul. At home, if you are at home every day, there is always this congregational prayers. You must have to pray. So he's very prayerful, always. So he's always advising us. We always sit, especially when we came from the farm, we will always sit and he will brew attire, he will advise us a lot of things about the world. So all those things, it convinced me, because the man is very peaceful, is very religious, is religious somebody. Yeah, even the whole village can attest to that. Yeah. So secondly, I was supported, because my father died at a very young age. So I was supported by my uncles, especially him. So whenever they have a program, this Itima, several times I attended Itima at Mansakungo when I was young. Jalsa here, Combo here, we used to attend, he used to take us. All 3 of us used to go.
So what is it that you will say you cherished most being part of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat?
Yeah, what I cherish most is the institution of Khilafat. Is the institution of Khilafat. Khilafat are the obedience to your leader. Whatever, even though he or she is young. So, I think this is lacking in other groups, in other religious societies. I can say that Ahmadiyya, if you want to see best governance, come to Ahmadiyya.
If you want to see the best system
of governance, come to Ahmadiyya. Because this thing, one philosopher, German philosopher Karl Marx, once said, he's a philosopher and political thinker. He once said, without governance, people's life will be poor, nasty, and brutish. So, and that's what I have seen in these other people. There's no respect there. People are poor, people are nasty in their decisions because there's no governance system there. So if you want to see a pure governance, pure system of governance, come to Ahmadiyya. Yes, this is one thing that I cherish. They will not look at whether you are young, whether you are tall, whether you are big. The decision is, as long as you are a leader, you have been put into a leadership position, everybody obeys you.
So that is the what we call in the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, the Nizami Jamaat.
Yeah.
That is the system of the Jamaat, and this was established by the promised Messiah والسلام, and his Khulafa in a period of time. We can say up to now we are enjoying that blessing. That is the Nizam of the Jamaat, and of course at the helm of affairs of that Nizam is the Khilafat, like you have mentioned. Okay, we know that the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat has gone through so many phases, different challenges and the like. What would be your advice, let's say, to those people who are speaking ill of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat? We know that it has happened in the past, it is happening in the present, and it will certainly happen in the future. What would be your advice to such kind of people?
Yeah, what would be my advice is that I want them to search, to make a research, because now social media has made the world very easy for us. If you want to know anything, if you see, almost everything is in the internet. If you Google it, you search it, you will know, you will see it. So before you go and say something that is not true on someone or an institution or an organization, just go and search and you know their belief before you go and say something which is not true. So this is what I wanted to say. Before you say anything, you must have knowledge on it. You must have to read. People must have to read. When when Angel Gabriel descended to the Holy Prophet in the cave, what did he tell him? He didn't tell him to worship Allah. He told him to read. Muhammad read. So people must have to read and know. Me, before I slept every day, it used to be around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I used to recite so many things on the internet. So many things. Even there's nothing like just making, some people, they used to think that me, I'm having a master's or PhD. But no. Because I used to read, I used to research. So everything is on the internet. Before you just go and say that Ahmadis are not Muslims, Ahmadis are this, they used to, just go and search. You will gain knowledge. You will know everything. So this is what I wanted to say them. Say to those people. Or let them come to the mission. There are a lot of people here. There are a lot of ustazes. Yesterday I was at the program there. At this Peace Symposium. One of my colleagues, he was telling me that I recognize this Ustaz Dawda Cham. I used to show him, on MTA. He used to have program there. Even my wife, he likes tuning MTA. He never tuned any other station apart from news. She will always be at MTA. Tune it. So this is it. Before you just go and say falsehood on somebody, just know the person first. But this is the problem of Gambia. They will just go and spoil your name whilst they don't know you first.
And I think in doing that research, they should go to the right websites. Let's say, if you want to do research about Ahmadiyyat and you go to a website that is anti-Ahmadiyya, you will not get the facts, because what good would a person who is your enemy say about you? So when they are doing that research, they should look for the website of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, which is www.alislam.org. They will see the real teachings of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat. Or like you have mentioned, let them come to the mission house. We have had people whom I have seen personally who came to the mission house to ask questions about Jamaat. But most of the time, people who talk on the radio stations, who write on newspapers and the like, They do not consult the Jamaat. They do not, even I can comfortably say, they do not read the books of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat. We have met some of those people. Some people came here and they were quoting from a book, and they are saying Mirza Ghulam Ahmad said this, he said that, he said this, he said that. And I said, which book are you taking that from? One of them said, it's here, it's from this book, and he started giving quotation. I said, which book are you taking it from? I'm not asking of the quotation, which book you are reading from. He did not answer, and I just peeped in and saw the book. It was the book of Ehsan Eli Zahir. I said, this is the enemy of the Jamaat. How do you expect me to believe him? I don't believe him. You tell me the quotation from our Jamaat books. Bring me a Jamaat book. Tell me Mirza Ghulam Ahmad alayhi salatu wasalam said this or said that.
Yeah.
But that's very difficult for them sometimes to do. Thank you very much, Mr. Sarr. Dear viewers, this is all time allowed us to discuss with Modou Sarr on his journey to the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat. Until we come back here with another story and another person, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Rasulullah